In the last US men's Nats final, there were just 12 turnovers. This was one of them.
And Fisher has an underneath receiver, the throw a bit behind him.
At first glance, this is a pretty simple case of the thrower throwing behind the receiver and the receiver not quite managing to make the grab. But upon watching the replay, I noticed something that seemed strange. You see, the disc is coming into Fisher at this kind of an angle, but his hands are at this kind of an angle. It's kind of like one of those kids' toys where you have to put the different shaped blocks in holes. This disc definitely isn't going in the slot Fisher makes for it. Watch how Fisher turns his shoulders and reaches across his body against his momentum to try and correct this, but he can't quite get there in time and fumbles the disc. The disc angle catch angle mismatch and the reaching across both scream out that Fisher is catching with the wrong hand on top here. Imagine this is a disc coming towards you. The throw is a righty OI flick on Fisher's right shoulder. The clear best way to clap catch this disc is with your right hand on top. To go with your left hand on top, like Fisher does, you'll have to bring your left shoulder across and get all the way over the disc to line up your hands with the disc angle. Long story short, Fisher makes the wrong decision about what hand to put on top of the disc and it costs his team a break. But the story's not over. I've got a feeling that this mistake might tell us a lot about Fisher's catching habits. For your intuition to be to catch this disc with your left hand on top, you'd have to have a noticeable preference for catching with your left hand on top, right? So I checked out this AUDL highlight video of him. Across the video, he makes about 20 clap catches. Guess how many are with his right hand on top of the disc? 0. With offhand backhands rightly becoming more and more prevalent, it begs the question, what's the next key skill that every Ultimate player needs? And I'm going to throw my hat in the ring and say that top level players should invest time into getting completely comfortable catching with either hand on top of the disc. Because if you did have the skill to catch ambidextrously, then maybe you could save a throw like this and cut a turnover out. This isn't a Henry Fisher call-out video. In fact, I'm trying to make the point that Fisher isn't unique, that so many high-level Ultimate players are lacking in this skill that would make them have much safer hands. The best thing about ambidextrous catching is it's incredibly easy to practice. Whenever you're throwing around with a teammate, make sure you practice catching with each hand on top. Throwing bladier throws at each other is going to force you into catching with the appropriate hand on top of the disc every time. You want to build up muscle memory for catching correctly in these low stakes scenarios, so when it really matters you can make sure that your intuition is going to guide you into the safest possible catch. On Patreon you can check out this 4-part series on catching that Felix originally made for the Ultimate Athlete project. It's a deep dive into how to get really good at catching. Thanks for watching, go out and catch some discs, see you next time.